Happy Friday to you. Weekend time. I'm dead. That's a powerful statement. You know, in leadership, you are some levels of leadership. It's great if you can execute as both a rock and water. If you can imagine coming to a city limit, downtown area, and having to figure out the directions when you do not know the place. Figuring out outlooks and almost like a scavenger hunt, viewpoints, meeting places, you're surveying. You don't have any, pretend you have no money in your pocket, no cards for access, and you have got to find a way to maneuver in a safe fashion and understand the layout of that city. In so much as you could report back to, let's say, a general and be able to highlight intelligently dynamics of that area. That is thinking on your feet. That is water. That's being able to move. That's being able, water can get through about anything, right? Now, a rock, you've got to be able to just be strong and let things come and go. It doesn't mean you're not tender-hearted, but as far as some of your value system, it's not so much meant to be hardcore and approachable. What it's meant to be is an anchor, someone that can be leaned on, someone that can be trusted, a sounding board, counsel. Now, I could go into this a lot, and I've spoke on this in the past, and wouldn't be surprised if I do in the future. The concept of I'm dead. Now, in many things, whether it's spiritual, business, leadership, athletic, there is a concept out there that, you know, you've got to let some things go to fulfill other things. You know, in a spiritual sense, where people have heard that a lot, is where they feel like they're dying to old things so they can be alive to new things, right? Hopefully a better way of life. Now, no doubt that takes process, which it is. It's a very, it's a journey, right? However, it is a horrific state to be in. This balance of death and life, because then you can never really, you know, you're not dead, so you're still kind of in that suffering mode, but you're not fully alive either, and it can be a very, very hard state for a leader to be in. So, you know, oftentimes we're in a process as I'm dying to some of these old attributes or old purposes in my life or objectives, so I can come alive to some new purposes and some new objectives and some hopefully wiser, stronger attributes in my life. And I just want to encourage us that sometimes we just got to put the period at the end of the sentence. We've got to say, I'm dead. You know, because as long as there's some life in you to some type of old objective that's not giving you an ROI, you've got to evaluate, is that something not worth putting punctuation on? Do we want to kind of parking lot that and see what can develop over time? But if you get too many run-on sentences, the chaos, the confusion, we've got to bring conclusion to some matters in our life so we can, with full force, move ahead. If I'm a little bit dead to some old objective or attribute that got to a place of producing unhealthy results, and I'm alive to something new in my life that seems to be having potential for new results, if I don't cut the cord, if I don't just bury that subject in my life, and it doesn't mean it has to be a bitter burial, but to have a memorial over it, to learn from it, to reflect from it, and then to have a clean break and move on to this new objective. That's what's going to give you more peace, more fuel, more power. So I just want to encourage you, you know, don't let a lot of, you know, you can't let just cancer linger around, metaphorically, right? You've got to kill it. You've got to defeat it. And whatever might be lingering that you've been kind of throttling, old things and new things, and there's a civil war going on, and it's like a mixture that's just not mixing, and you're worn out, you're confused, you feel depleted on a weekly basis. I just want to encourage you, don't you dare kill anything that is still meant to live. But if it's just purely, and understand the concept is, this is a metaphoric, this is an analogy, an example in this conversation, but we've got to be able to bring conclusion to certain matters so we can be fully alive and fully embrace new objectives in our life. And that's powerful when you have that happen over a period of time, because that's where you get your collection of influence, your stories, where then you can turn around and produce life in certain areas in society. So again, I'm dead, right? I've learned too much in life to just, kind of linger in this half-dead quality where I'm not enjoying life and I'm still suffering, right? Sometimes you gotta bring conclusion, bring that period. I'm dead to that objective, and now I'm fully alive and embraced toward this new concept for this chapter of life. So I just want to encourage you that, with the seasons changing, no matter where you live in this world, I predominantly have spent most of my time in 4-season climates. So when we can look at nature and learn visible things from invisible, there's a powerful passage on that about the visible things are clearly understood through things, the invisible through clearly seen through things which are made. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But when we can look at the cycle of nature, winter, I remember when I was young, I wrote this passage on December death. When we can look at these seasons and see those processes of nature, even within our own human nature, it's a powerful effect. Spring, summer, fall, winter, rainy season, dry season, dark season, light season if you're up in that North Pole, Alaska. But we believe in you. Stay strong and be fully alive.